Welcome to our continuing series, Questions and Answers for a World in Crisis. Meditation, Part 2, from Sri Aurobindo. The best thing to do is to realize that the thought flow is not yourself. It is not you who are thinking, but thought that is going on in the mind. It is Prakriti with its thought energy that is raising all this whirl of thought in you, imposing it on the Purusha. You, as the Purusha, must stand back as the witness, observing the action, but refusing to identify yourself with it. The next thing is to exercise a control and reject the thoughts, though sometimes by the very act of detachment, the thought habit falls away or diminishes during the meditation, and there is a sufficient silence, or at any rate a quietude, which makes it easy to reject the thoughts that come and fix oneself on the object of meditation. The mind, when it is not in meditation or in complete silence, is always active with something or other, with its own ideas or desires, or with other people, or with things, or with talking, etc. Again, Sri Aurobindo in another passage. That is not called meditation. It is a divided state of consciousness. Unless the consciousness is really engrossed and the surface thoughts are only things that come across and touch and pass, it can hardly be called meditation, dhyana. I don't see how the inner being can be engrossed while whole thoughts and imaginations of another kind are rambling about in the surface consciousness. One can remain separate and see the thoughts and imaginations pass without being affected. But that is not being plunged or engrossed in meditation. The ease and peace are felt very deep and far within because they are in the psychic, and the psychic is very deep within us, covered over by the mind and vital. When you meditate, you open to the psychic. Become aware of your psychic consciousness deep within, and feel these things. In order that these ease and peace and happiness may become strong and stable and felt in all the being and in the body, you have to go still deeper within and bring out the full force of the psychic into the physical. This can most easily be done by regular concentration and meditation, with the aspiration for this true consciousness. It can be done by work also, by dedication, by doing the work for the divine, only without the thought of self, and keeping the idea of consecration to the Mother always in the heart. But this is not easy to do perfectly. When one tries to meditate, there is a pressure to go inside, lose the waking consciousness, and wake inside in a deep inner consciousness. But at first, the mind takes it for a pressure to go to sleep, since sleep is the only kind of inner consciousness to which it has been accustomed. In yoga, by meditation, sleep is therefore often the first difficulty. But if one perseveres, then gradually the sleep changes to an inner conscious state. Pranava Japa, is supposed to have a force of its own, although that force cannot fully work without the meditation on the meaning. But my experience is that in these things there is no invariable rule, and that most depends on the consciousness or the power of response in the sadhak. With some, it has no effect. With some, it has a rapid and powerful effect, even without meditation. For others, the meditation is necessary for any effect to come. Again he writes, mantras come to many people in meditation. The sitting, motionless posture is the natural posture for concentrated meditation. Walking and standing are active conditions. It is only when one has gained the enduring rest and passivity of the consciousness that it is easy to concentrate and receive when walking or doing anything. A fundamental passive condition of the consciousness gathered into itself is the proper poise for concentration. And a seated, gathered immobility in the body is the best position for that. It can be done also lying down, but that position is too passive, tending to be inert rather than gathered. This is the reason why yogis always sit in an asana. One can accustom oneself to meditate walking, standing, lying, but sitting is the first natural position. The growth out of the ordinary mind into the spiritual consciousness can be effected either by meditation, dedicated work, or bhakti for the divine. This is the karma yoga laid down in the Gita as I have developed it for the integral spiritual life. It is founded not on speculation and reasoning, but on experience. It does not exclude meditation, and certainly does not exclude bhakti. For the self-offering to the divine, the consecration of all oneself to the divine, which is the essence of this karma yoga, are essentially a movement of bhakti. Only it does exclude a life-fleeing, exclusive meditation or an emotional bhakti shut up in its own inner dream, taken as the whole movement of the yoga. One may have hours of pure, absorbed meditation, or of the inner, motionless adoration and ecstasy, but they are not the whole of the integral yoga. I have never put any ban on bhakti. Also, I am not conscious of having banned meditation either at any time. The including of the outer consciousness in the transformation is of supreme importance in this yoga. Meditation cannot do it. Meditation can deal only with the inner being. So work is of primary importance. Only it must be done with the right attitude and in the right consciousness. Then it is as fruitful as any meditation can be. Work by itself is only a preparation. So is meditation by itself. But work done in the increasing yogic consciousness is a means of realization as much as meditation is. I have not said, I hope, that work only prepares. Meditation also prepares for the direct contact. If we are to do work only as a preparation and then become motionless, meditative ascetics, then all my spiritual teaching is false, and there is no use for supramental realization or anything else that has not been done in the past. The ignorance underlying this attitude is in the assumption that one must necessarily do only work or only meditation. Either work is the means or meditation is the means, but both cannot be. I have never said, so far as I know, that meditation should not be done. To set up an open competition or a closed one between work and meditation is a trick of the dividing mind and belongs to the old yoga. Please remember that I have been declaring all along an integral yoga in which knowledge, bhakti, works, light of consciousness, ananda, and love, will and power in works, meditation, adoration, service of the divine have all their place. Meditation is not greater than yoga of works, nor works greater than yoga by knowledge. Both are equal. You forget that men differ in nature, and therefore each will approach the sadhana in his own way. One through work, one through bhakti, one through meditation and knowledge. And those who are capable of it, through all together. You are perfectly justified in following your own way. Whatever may be the theories of others, but let them follow theirs. In the end, all can converge together towards the same goal.